Hi friends, welcome to Cello IELTS. My name is Akshay Abraham and today our topic is how to prepare for IELTS, okay? So there are certain things that you should be doing even before you start preparing for IELTS. For us, IELTS would be something like, okay, let me take a test date and let me just start preparing, okay? But even before that, even before you start preparing for IELTS itself, there are certain things that you should be doing in order to preparing for IELTS, okay? So, as you know, IELTS is already a language-based test, okay? Actually, in IELTS, it's just your language that they test, and that is where our problem lies because we're not really into English language, right? We are just very comfortable speaking in our own mother tongue so much so that when it comes to English, we're not really interested, right? So, there are certain things that you should be doing in order to make English, be a habit to us. Like, be very comfortable with English so much so that we use it on a daily basis, okay? So, there are certain things that we should be doing. So, what can we do? First of all, read as widely as possible. Like I told you in the previous class, we have certain modules in IELTS. We have reading, listening, writing and speaking. So, reading is one where, everyone finds this particular module difficult. Just because you might be into this habit of reading and that would let you not concentrate into what you're doing during the reading test, okay? The reading test is a 1-hour test and what happens is, within the first half an hour, you lose all your concentration. You might not be really into reading. You will find it so boring that you will end up sleeping towards the end of the test. Or else you will just be so careless that you will lose your marks towards the end of the test, okay? For that to not happen, the first thing that you should have is a habit of reading, okay? So much so that you wouldn't be bored when you read for a 1-hour time, or you wouldn't lose your concentration when you have to read for a 1-hour test for reading, okay? Because reading is obviously for an hour, okay? And with reading, you will also improve your vocabulary a lot. You will improve your sentence construction, okay? Reading is like giving an input into your brain so much so that later when you have to speak, brain will help you with the output part of it, okay? So, reading is a must. If you are into IELTS, if you really want to crack IELTS, then you should read a lot, okay? It's not about the IELTS reading practice test that you should read. It would be really recommendable if you can read a lot apart from the reading that you will do with IELTS, okay? Another thing that you should be doing is write something every day, okay? So, you have one module where you will have to write for an hour. So if you don't have this flow of writing, then even if you already know the format of how to write an essay or how to write a letter or anything like that, this might affect your speed, or maybe you might not get the words at the right time. So if you write and read, okay, reading is something that you will already do. If you write alongside, you will get the flow to write. You will get, you will be thorough with the sentence structure. You will be thorough with the vocabulary, etc., etc. Okay. So write something every day. You can write something like a journal. So you don't have to write, that I woke up and I brushed my teeth and I went to school and all that on a daily basis. You can write something that struck you on a particular day. So consider this day something might have happened to me, something that's beautiful, something that made me sad, something that has brought a smile on my face, I don't know. So if there is something, a moment that you can write about, just write that. I think that would be more interesting, okay? So write something every day. Listen to something in English every day. So this is basically about masking, okay? So you have something to read, something to write, something to listen to, and something to speak in English every day. In that case, you will improve a lot in English first, and then IELTS would be an easy task for you to climb, okay? So to listen to something every day, that's not a Herculean task actually. You could actually listen to songs, okay? If you're a music lover, if you're really into music, then you could actually do a lot of other things and also listen to music at the same time. You can listen to music while you're driving. You can listen to music while you're in the kitchen. You can listen to music while you're anywhere in the world, okay? So that is one thing. You can listen to anything. You can listen to interviews, because that will give you a lot of hint into speaking, because speaking is all something like an interview in IELTS, okay? So listen to something, watch movies. Movies is always an entertainment, right? So during the time when you're actually preparing for IELTS, try to watch more English movies, okay? Especially focus on British accent, because for our IELTS listening, we focus on British accent for almost 90% of the content of this whole listening test, okay? And also make speaking in English a habit. You speak to someone in English on a daily basis, or you can maybe do mirroring on a daily basis. Just go stand in front of the mirror and talk something about yourself, or talk about something that you like in front of the mirror, and just see how well you speak, okay? But then it would always be recommendable to speak to someone who is well versed in English, because maybe one of your friend or whoever, you can maybe chat in English, but then that will always keep you in track with learning English and brushing up all that you've learned in your childhood, or maybe speaking in English in a better, more fluent way, okay? And another pro tip would be to relax, okay? So while you're preparing for IELTS also, like, make sure that you've done all your part. You've done all this first, and then you've done all the practice sessions, and then the only thing that is left for you to is relax for the exam, because you've already done your part. There's nothing much that you can do. But then all of my students who've actually not relaxed and has been stressed up during the exam time has totally messed it up. So I would say you relax and do your part after you've done all this. That's all for today's video. Let's see for another session. Let's come up with another topic in the next class. Till then, this is Akshay Abraham signing off from Cello IELTS. Bye-bye.